What's up, guys? Welcome back to JodabeniTV. This is another amazing day to get out there, and we're going to be better today than we were yesterday. For today's video, we're pretty much going to be discussing, is college soccer in the United States of America worth it? Do you want to play Division 1, 2, and 3, and maybe you just want to find out, is it worth coming? What is the benefits? We're going to be discussing it today. My name is Jodabeni, and right here we have William Akio. If you don't know him, he also plays at UTRGV. Go check out his channel and be sure to subscribe also. He has some good content also. But anyways,
do it! Subscribe!
Pretty much, you know, sometimes you watch YouTube videos, people are playing Call of Duty and talking about something. So I know you guys love seeing my face just sitting and talking, but today we're gonna be training and I'll do some voiceovers and I'll make it interesting, you know? Instead of just having me sit down and just talk about it, we're gonna be training while we discuss, is college soccer worth it? So let's get into this training session started. So the big question is, should you play college soccer? So maybe you live in America, maybe you live overseas and you wanna come play in the United States because you wanna have a chance to, you know, climb up the ladder in the college system and then sign pro. So now we're gonna talk about, is it worth it for you to invest all that time and money to come play at a university to be successful? So for the very first thing, the number one profit you gain out of going to a university and playing is you get the chance to actually get a degree. You know, a lot of the times I've noticed a lot of athletes will go to college and get a degree that's really easy just so they can move on to the professional world. If that's your goal, that's okay. But if that is the ultimate goal, then the degree part won't really benefit you as much as going for a degree that's actually going to benefit you in the long term. So yes, you can get a degree. That will be your very first priority. A lot of people go to colleges to get degrees, and that's a great opportunity for you to be able to attend a university, earn your degree, and maybe earn scholarships where you don't have to pay a dime for it.
And also the thing about degree, personally for me, I'm not a big school guy or anything, but at the end of the day, it's gonna be there for me, and it just teaches you basically just how to grind, how to work hard for 4 years. You know, you're away from your family, and it just helps you grow as a person. And at the end of the day, you get a little certificate, and who knows, you might be able to find a job, you might be able to find other companies, find businesses, and kind of just expand what you want to do in your life.
Yeah, because not everybody, you know, after college, not everybody signs pro.
Yeah.
Apparently, there's only 2% that sign pro out of all collegiate players. So if you're not in that 2%, you better hope you have something that's gonna help carry you. Because once you graduate, once you finish college, who knows, maybe you can have kids, maybe your family needs the money, maybe you need the money, and you gotta start paying back loans if you got any. So it's always nice to have a degree that can back you up in the long term. So the second big benefit of coming to the United States and playing college soccer is not only do you get a chance to get a degree, but you have the chance to actually be put into the MLS draft. I know a lot of players who come to the United States, to the NCAA, their ultimate goal is to try to get a spot in the MLS draft where an MLS team will select them. Most of the time, you know, a lot of players aren't selected, but it's still a possibility. So there's still a chance that you could come, showcase all your skills, and then you'll be put on a platform where pro teams will be able to select you out of the few numbers that are presented. But you have to remember, a lot of the MLS draft players usually come from Division 1 schools. So if you're trying to play in the United States in any of the NCAA division schools, your main priority should be try to aim for the top Division 1 schools, because that's where a lot of the teams are looking for players. And it's okay to start off in Division 3 or 2 your first 2 or 3 years, and then your final year you go to a high level Division 1 school and just show off and then go get put into the MLS draft. But there's also Division 2 players who just outshine everybody that get put into the MLS draft and earn contracts. So it's not impossible if you go to a Division 2 school. But you know, if you want to raise your chances, you know, you can go to a Division 1 school. I just came to a Division 1 school. I was only able to play 1 season. My second season got canceled because of COVID. So I don't know what would have happened if I played the second season. But hopefully, if I had played the second season, maybe I would have gotten more attention and it could have increased my chances. But for you guys who haven't gotten into it yet, you have a chance to actually plan for it, go in, stay sharp, and actually get rewards for it. So the third benefit of playing college soccer is you get the chance to build actually some concrete connections. There's a lot of college coaches that have connections with professional coaches who can actually put your name out and help you get into those areas. Or you may have some college coaches who will move from universities and actually start coaching a pro team, and since they know you, you have a higher chance of them signing you because they know how you are, especially if you're a good player on their team, and they will help you. So those are some great connections you can make by coming to a university that's, you know, profound, because the coach has a good name and there's a higher chance for him to, you know, have better connections and even coach a professional team. And other than the coaches themselves, there's a lot of players you're going to meet, even if they don't go to your school. Some players you're going to play on other teams. You know, you start to learn other players in your conferences that are good players, etc. And you may follow each other on social media, and when one gets signed, you can probably DM them and they'll respond to you, be like, hey bro, this is how I did it, this is my agent, here's his number. Easy, and now you're in a loop with an agent, and etc. So connection is a big key, because even for my team alone, there was like 3 players who signed professional, and for somebody else on my team who wants to maybe follow in their footsteps, they could easily go up to them and ask them, hey, how did you do this, what did you do? And they're gonna give you some solid knowledge that maybe you would have known without asking them. And since you're a teammate, they're gonna respond to you versus responding to a stranger that they don't know. The 4th benefit of actually playing college soccer is you actually get placed in a real professional environment. A lot of this is so that whenever you sign professionally, you can have an easily correlation. But that's not the only reason. Another big reason why this is very beneficial, especially for those who don't live in America, whenever they come to the United States and they see the living standards are extremely high. Being the #1 country in the world, a lot of the things are ranked higher than everybody else. So our trainers, our medical supplies, our gyms, our ball equipment, our fields, a lot of the times it's really top notch. You get put in this professional environment where they provide a lot of good things for you. They provide you with equipment, cleats, and then you get new knowledge, and there's a bunch of benefits of being here than if you weren't playing in a college. And another benefit of this professional environment is a lot of these teams, you know, they have scrimmages against pro teams, so it gives you the opportunity to compare yourself with other pro players. Like, I had the chance to play with Houston Dynamo, I got to play with the Toros, Austin Bald. So we had a game scheduled for San Antonio FC, but COVID canceled it. But those are the opportunities that you wouldn't get if you were out looking for it on your own. It would be extremely hard. But thanks to this professional environment, I had the chance to play against professional coaches, and they were able to see me. So let's say now I'll go to trial for the team, I'll just let them know, hey, I was with UTRGV, we played against you guys here and there, we beat you there, etc. I was center back. You already gained more credibility for that team, especially if your team defeated them when you guys scrimmaged. The last benefit I'd say is just your overall credibility and building up your CV. So now if you want to message agents or teams, it's still going to be extremely hard, but now you have some leverage that you can use. You could say, hey, I played at Stanford University, I did this, I did that, and they already know if you're a Division 1, 2, or 3, you know, the higher the division, the more credibility it's going to give you. So if you say I was in Division 1, I won all, WAC, etc., my team was ranked number 5 in the nation. All those things will help you, you know, gain traction, and hopefully you can get an invitation to trial for a team and then earning a contract. So even if you don't get too many minutes on a Division 1 team, the coaches know you've been training with a high intensity team. You know, it's a good team, and they know you've been training with good players, so you can't be that bad. So even if you're not getting a lot of minutes, don't fret too much. You could always switch teams to a different school, but even if you graduated your senior year, you barely got minutes, you could always use your team name and all this extra stuff to leverage you, because you've been playing in a high professional environment. Now you just need an official contract to make yourself a professional. So those are the benefits that I'd say if you came to college you'd gain. The #1, as we can recap, is you get to earn a degree. Not a lot of people can earn a degree. A lot of people overseas would love to come to America to have a chance to just earn a degree alone, but that's not the only thing you come here. You're gonna earn a degree, and you're gonna get the chance to play for a high level team. The second thing, you get a chance to actually be put into the MLS draft. Not everybody gets put in it, but it creates a high chance for you to actually showcase something you can push for, and you're gonna have raised your stakes so that you can actually get a USL contract or MLS contract. And then 3, you have a chance to build connections with coaches, teammates that sign, and hopefully getting some contracts with some agents that can help you sign a professional contract. So last but not least, the last benefit is, you know, your resume, your CV. You can use you playing at a college level as bargaining for professional coaches to show that you do come from a professional environment, that they can trust you in certain areas because they know you come from a place where there's high intensity. So what actually are the downsides of playing college soccer? For me, I think the most number one prominent downside is it can be really expensive if you're not on a full ride. There's a lot of players who, you know, they say they want to go play college soccer, but they don't know that the college coach only has 9.5 or 7 scholarship that he can give, and some rosters go up to 40 players. So out of 40 players, who's going to benefit from that 9? It's very tricky, and you know, coaches can break up those scholarships among players, but there's going to be a lot of players who won't get covered, and it's going to cost them a lot of money out of their pockets to pay for their schooling. That's why if you're going to play Division 1 soccer or Division 2 or what it can be in the NCAA, be sure you look at the cost of attendance, especially if you're international. It's always super expensive for international students. And if you live in the States, be sure to first start looking at schools in your state, because in-state cost is the cheapest, and everything out of that is going to be the most expensive. The second downside I'd say is you playing in the NCAA does not promise you a contract, not at all. As we discussed before, statistics say there's only about 2% of players that actually sign professional. So even by you just coming to the NCAA does not mean you're gonna sign a professional contract. So you have to understand that you're gonna come in risking a lot or little, but hopefully you do a good degree that's gonna help you in the long run, especially if you finish your 4 years at the university and you don't want to play soccer anymore, but you have a degree that's going to help you take care of you, your future family, and your future, you know, your parents when they get older or something. And another downside of actually playing college soccer is your time. Time ticks. You may go into college at 18, and if you graduate at 22 and you don't have a professional contract, you're already at 22 and you're aging. Or if you go into college when you're later in life, like me, whenever you're like 21, you finally go to university and you're gonna graduate at an older age, but you still haven't signed a professional contract. All these things can hurt you, but at the same time, if you're good enough, coaches will still sign you. So as long as you're under 30, I think you should be fine. But just know that whenever you're playing at a division, at an NCAA college, and you're not chasing a professional contract, you're losing time. In these 4 years you've been trying to, you know, excel in this college level, you could have been already signed in some place in Europe, and you've already been playing for 2 years professionally, and you're just climbing the ladder. That's what we have to sacrifice. But at the end of the day, when you're 45 and another pro player is 45 and you guys both retire, you have a degree on your back. Maybe they don't because they didn't do it. And if they don't have money saved up or good investments and they're broke and they're going back to school, you're winning in the long term, because you don't have to do all that schooling again. You already did your 4 years, you know, you're chilling. And the last thing pretty much is just, when you're in college, there's a lot of homework, there's a lot of assignments you have to do, and sometimes you should be focusing on your game film, but you have to work on homework. As of right now, I got 10 classes left. You know, it sounds depressing, but I know when I finish it, I'm gonna be so happy that I finished it. But you know, it is what it is. You just gotta keep grinding it out, and hopefully at the end of everything, you come to NCAA college, you play your 4 years, you get a contract, you have your degree, and then you're just cruising, and maybe you can get yourself a nice little fine thing, and then you have little kids, you know, etc.
Shout out to my girl.
That was pretty much the pros and cons of coming to NCAA Division 1, 2, 3, or NAIA. And I hope this helped. If you still have any other questions, we can put into another video and I'll hook you guys up. So thank you guys for watching this video. If you guys enjoyed it, if you think it's gonna help you out, be sure to hit the like button and the subscribe button down below. Don't forget to check out my boy's YouTube channel and hit the subscribe also over there. And you know, as we mentioned in this video, there's a bunch of benefits and downsides, but just pay attention and see if it's worth it for you. Maybe you don't need a degree, maybe you do, maybe you don't have the money and there's other places, but it all comes down to what you really want. So make sure you take advantage of that and, you know, make the best of it.